Hello, my name is Artez, and welcome back to another podcast episode of Insure Your Success, where we have real conversations about entrepreneurship. And today, I got a very special guest, and you want to make sure you get your paper and your pen. Make sure you save this video because this brother's gonna share with y'all some knowledge. He got a bunch of knowledge to share, so this is gonna be a little bit different podcast for me because I'm gonna let this brother do the talking because I learned a lot from this brother, and I've been in the game a long time. But this brother right here, my ears are wide open, and it take a lot for my ears to be wide open when people speak because a lot of people talk to talk, but very few walk the walk, and this brother is definitely walking the walk and is very successful. I have watched him on his journey, and I would like to welcome to the podcast none other than my brother in faith, uh, my brother Hamza Sabree. Salam alaikum, brother, and welcome to the Insure Your Success podcast. So, man, man, I've been watching you for a minute. And I said, I gotta get him on this podcast. I know you a busy man. And I said, well, he may be too busy to get on my podcast. Because he
never too busy for me, bro.
He busy. And so I want to start off first by just introducing yourself to the audience, letting them know who you are, and just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Hamza Sabree, from Atlanta, Georgia. I am the founder and owner operator of Globe Connects, world-class government contracting consulting firm, where we literally help small businesses win big government contracts.
Big government contract. I'm gonna put this mic down here a little bit because I want the people to see I want them to see your face, brother. So let me help you out here. This is raw and cut, so
okay,
cool. We are right with that. I want to make sure that they see your, I want to make sure that they see your face, man, because you about to share some stuff,
Sure.
That the people may need. So let me adjust this here, man. So we want to make sure we adjust that. See, y'all get to see all the stuff that happened. All the stuff that happened beside. Is that comfortable for you?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay. All right. So let's just jump right into it. I just want to jump right into it. How did you get into government contracting?
All right, so interesting. So I don't know, this is back in like 2014. Probably was in a real interesting space back then. Interesting meaning that I ain't have too much going on. Nothing positive. Right. So, but one of the things that I always had this tick for was education, learning. So I felt like that, you don't have to go to school to get an education, but learning is a lively requirement. Um, and I took on an opportunity to become, I applied for an opportunity to be a project manager for a construction company. I ain't know nothing about it. I just doctored up a resume. Got the opportunity to talk the talk, and from there, the owner of the company told me that, by the way, we do 100% of our business with the government. So you're going to need to learn the FAR, the Federal Acquisition Regulation. Those are all laws, clauses mandated for government contracting. Stacked 2,038 pages on the desk, and yeah. So I'm like, okay, seriously. So I just went down that rabbit hole, and this the craving of knowledge, and I was just like, wow, this is really set up for small businesses to thrive in America through this vessel or through this operation that they laid out that's mandated by federal law. And I just start crossing the T's and dotting the I's and start seeing the opportunities that were endless, and immediately start implementing a lot of stuff that I learned along the way with the business. Long story short story shorter, within 10 months, I think I procured about $1.6 million for that company within 12 months. And then 6 months later after that, they wound up turning my client. turning into my client.
Mm.
So I was running a procurement operation for other small businesses. So they're retain my services to secure contracts for the business, and then in return, I get a little percentage of the contract value.
Contract back. So you mentioned the word procurement.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So can you explain to people what procurement is? Because I know a lot of cities have a procurement department.
In layman terms, when it comes to government contracting, is bidding or preparing proposals. So then the procurement is that how you're curating whether it's a service or a product or a thing to where that you are taking something from logistics side from A all the way to Z. That's procuring. So in government contracting, you're procuring government contracts. If it was in the trucking industry, then you would be procuring loads for your business, you know, for your truck. So everything that you're doing in business itself, or when you run a business, you're pretty much procuring. Either gonna procure sales, right, for the business. I know with you insurance, right? That's part of procurement, paperwork, administrative stuff, and all that. So understanding the art of procurement when it comes to government contracting, that's what I specialize in and pretty much expert in.
Expert in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hell, I spent over 4,000 plus hours in it. You consider an expert.
Well, you are definitely an expert, brother. I know you're an expert just by the knowledge that you share out there on social media. So we hear a lot about government contracting, right? And everybody talking about I'm gonna get a government contract. They want to jump in the game in government contracting, but it's a lot of misconceptions out there.
Yeah, one is that you ain't winning no damn government contract. You don't win a government contract. This is not the lottery. This is not a scratch off. This is not bingo. You didn't win anything. You're doing business. Your business is providing a service or a product to an agency, which is the government, which is a customer that wants to purchase it. Purely that. So you didn't win anything. You're doing business. And business is transactional. You can put a transaction on the ledger of your company. It makes sense?
It makes sense.
So you're not winning anything.
Not winning anything.
You have to do the work in order to get paid. Just like any other business. I have to provide the service in order to get paid. Or I have to provide a product in order to get paid. So that's not winning anything. Right? So when you start hearing the word, I want to win a contract or I lost the contract, you didn't win anything and you didn't lose anything. It's no different than when someone's telling you, no, I don't want your insurance. You didn't lose nothing. You just got closer to the yes.
Just got closer to the yes. That's
so that's the other, that's the misunderstanding within government contract. Think you win it because they hear the word bid. And when you hear the word bid, you think you got to win something. Or you think you got to be the cheapest to bid. You got to be the cheapest. When you hear bidding, you think there's a bid war going off to where, man, you got to be the lowest to win. And that's another thing that's misunderstood in government contracting. You don't want to be the cheapest. It's nothing about being the cheapest. It's nothing about winning or losing. It's about procuring. It's about providing competency, providing your value, providing your quality assurance, providing your technical approach plan. It's way more important than your actual price. Because we're talking about a customer that got the biggest checkbook in the world. They spend over $7-8 trillion a year. They're not worried about price. Hell, your price could be so low, you scare them away.
Wow. Right.
Well,
I hope y'all right. I hope y'all taking some notes.
You quote $8 million policy for $2 a month. I'm like, I don't know what Cortez even don't know what he got going on, right?
Price based. Price
based. You scared me away because I don't think you understand your business.
Yeah.
If you provide me that service at $2 a month for insurance policy. But so just overall, bid itself means price or quote. So when you're submitting a bid, all you're doing is submitting a price for that service or that product. You're not bidding to be the lowest. You're just submitting in what I do the work for. What I provide that product for. And that's the misunderstanding when it comes to government contract.
So before you bid on the contract, and thanks for clarifying that, because I thought it was what you were saying, that you lose it or you win it. So like the lottery, as you say. So thanks for clearing that up. So a different mindset. We are doing business. But before you do business, I know it's some prerequisites.
Right.
And I know that's what we struggle with in our African American community here, just having our ducks in a row, the things that we need to take advantage of these opportunities. A lot of times, as you say, I'm in the insurance business. I know a lot of times when people, I can remember having a conversation with the procurement department for the city of Atlanta, and the guy came to my office. I met him through a mutual connection, and he said, Ortez, I have to give a certain percentage of the contracts for the airport. This is at the time when they was expanding the airport. And he said, one of the things that African Americans struggle with was two things. He said, I can't give it to African Americans. He said, because they don't have the insurance, general liability insurance, workers' comp, and they can't get the bond, which was the bill, and they couldn't get the bond for the deal because, of course, they had to be bonded for the work, whatever the contract was, if they was going to win the contract. So talk about what are some of the things that you know that people have to have before they could bid on these particular contracts.
Well, it depends, case by case scenario, your business and what type of industry that you're in. Like when we come to bonding, that's mostly going to be in construction, engineering, and if the opportunity is, over a certain dollar amount or threshold where it may need a bid bond, performance bond, or payment bond. And mostly that's in construction services, high level engineering type services. And local opportunities and state opportunities. But when we talk about government contracts, start off from the feds first. Federal law supersedes everything. So it's the FAR there that is the pretty much the holy grail to government contracts, the guidelines, the rule book, the federal acquisition regulation. Those are all the laws and clauses mandate for government contracting. Understand that government contracting from the FAR, 23% of the funds is set aside for small business. Now, what is small business under the federal government? That's having less than 49 employees and or generate under $25 million a year. If your business fall under those categories, then you're considered small business to the government. Most people hear small business, they think mom and pop food truck or a little watermelon stand or something like that, considered small business. No, that small business having less than 49 employees and or generate under 25 million a year. That's considered small business.
Boy, that's most small business.
To qualify for government contracts, of course, you need to have articles of organization, whether that is an LLC, C Corp, S Corp, however you organize your business. Get the proper EIN, business bank account. This is starting out, or this is qualifier for even to be able to be a government contractor and receive a cage code. Once you have those preliminary things, then you go to login.gov, sam.gov, and go through the process of registering. It takes about 10-15 minutes. Then between 3 to 10 days, you'll get a cage code and you're a federal contractor. Right? That process is easy and it's free.
Okay.
I despise the people that pay other people to fill out an application for you. You fill out an application for a job, fill out an application for food stamps, fill out the application, for child support. You fill out an application for your business.
Right.
When it's free. And you just renew it every year. And once you have your cage code, now you are officially a federal government contractor and you can receive federal government contract opportunities, right? That's on the federal level. State, city, county, there's no registering outside of your local city, state may have their own vendor registry site, or they have their own process of just filling out basic business information to know about you so they can be on their list. There's way more requirements than it comes to state, city, county opportunities than it is federal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You would think it would be more federal. You would think it would be more requirements for federal.
No, they set this tempo.
Yeah. Right.
Understanding the reason why one of the reasons why government contracting exists is it creates an ecosystem. By law, 23% of the federal funds have to be spent with small businesses. It never said what's the maximum though. It said 23% of the budget must be spent with small businesses. It never said what the maximum is. But it said what the minimum is. So if they said what the minimum is, that means it's a formula that say that we got to spend at least this amount to circulate these dollars amongst the United States through these small businesses, because those are the ones that empower and create jobs for other people in other states, in the cities, right? So we want to empower our own ecosystem. So we got to spend this money back, at least 23% with the small businesses in the United States of America. Make sense?
Makes sense. Make a lot of sense.
So when you trickle down from state, city, county, the state of Georgia, right, want to spend their money that they get from the feds with the small business that's in Georgia. City of Atlanta, they're more want to circulate those dollars that they get of purchasing of services or goods with companies that are in the city of Atlanta. Why buy from or water company that's out of state, which they will if they don't know you exist.
Right.
Right? No one can do business with you. They don't know you exist.
Yeah.
But most of our people is scared of the paperwork. But the paperwork is in the paperwork.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was still there. The paper is in the paperwork.
The paperwork is in the paperwork.
That might have went over a lot of people. The paper is in the paperwork.
So people scared of the paperwork. They scared of they hear government contract. I don't want them all in my business and all that. Hell, they already in your business, champ. Right? So it is from a standpoint as the government is your customer.
Wow.
You're not the employee. You're coming in operating as your own entity and you're providing service or products no different than me walking into a restaurant and order a meal. No different than the government ordering catering services, for you to prepare meals for the whole, militant team or some type of event they have going on.
Okay. So when once you go through your procurement and you fill out the paperwork, because the paper is in the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna use that with a lot. I'm just telling you. How do you decide what contract that you could best do, kind of what suits you, right? Because there's a lot of contracts out there. So how do you narrow down and say, okay, this is the one I think that I could, bid on?
Well, the riches is in your niches. If you ain't got no niche, then how the hell you gonna get rich? So if you're just going in to look at it, that's playing the lottery. Let me get on here and see what contract looks sweet, sounds sweet. Oh, they just want some tissue.
Right.
Oh, I get tissue all the time. But do you have a manufacturer or a distributor that can supply you with 10,000 cases of tissue? Oh, you think you just go to Walmart or Amazon, just buy it the same way you buy it for your house? It sounds easy. So do you know what 1-ply, 2-ply is? Do you know how many tissues that sheets come on per roll? Do you know there is a certain type of tissue that's for public school systems, certain type of tissue that's for local jails, certain type of tissue that's for state prisons, certain type of tissue for federal prisons?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You gotta know something about tissue.
No, it's not even know about tissue.
But you gotta know the
your
niche.
business comes first.
Yeah.
Okay, so even when you're starting out, okay, I want to start, or I am in the landscaping business. Okay, the government is the world's largest purchaser. They purchase everything. So let me provide what I'm already doing in my business. Now let me guess and see what contracts out here and see if it makes sense. What's your business first? What kind of company do you have? What's your capability? Make sense?
Makes sense.
So if I'm in a janitorial cleaning business, then I want to be advertising to the government or identifying contracts that matches with that.
Whatever your niche is.
Right.
Gotcha.
See, that's where people get it backwards, that they think government contracting is just looking for a contract and then just trying to bid on something. But the reality is, most people don't know, is that everything the government buys, they don't put it out as bid. The government spends almost about $800 billion with small businesses every year. You think that's being posted out onto these sites and waiting for y'all to submit in something so we can get it? And we at war right now. And FEMA needs it right now. You know what FEMA stands for, Federal Emergency Management.
I'm
right?
familiar with coming from
You
the
think
wall.
you think they was waiting on bids and stuff or in Katrina when they needed certain type of things? No. Not everything that the government buys goes out on SAM. What you see on SAM.gov on these sites, you're looking at less than 2% of that $800 billion that gets spent every year with small business. That's on the site. So clearly there must be some other ways of doing business with the government when just throwing something on the wall and praying it's going to stick. What they call contracting vehicles. The vehicle that could drive yourself to a government contract. 96% of government contract awards go to companies that are actively marketing, not actively bidding. 96% of federal government contract awards go to companies that are actively marketing. Your next question should be, well, how you market to the government? Hamza?
Well, how do you market to the well, hey, how do you market to the government, Hamza?
Right? So one of the ways of marketing to the government, you think of marketing is being seen, branding is being remembered. In a nutshell, long story short, short story shorter. Marketing is being seen. Right? Branding means that something to remember. I remember that company, Global. When you see a globe, you think of Global Connects. When you see the wings going around that globe, you think of Global Connect. The colors, you think of it, right? How our motto is, when you grow, we grow. That's a slogan. That's branding. Something you can remember. Because we focusing on growing other businesses. And when we do that, we grow ours. Now, when it comes to marketing in the private sector, non-government agencies, non-government stuff, you got commercials, billboards, banners, flyers, right? Facebook ads, right? TikTok, you have all these ways. It's money. It costs money to market. But when in the government, they're not looking at your billboard and say, "Oh, we want to purchase from them." They're not looking at your Instagram post and say, "Oh, we want to buy those services." They're not looking at your commercial and say, "Oh, you know what? We got a shot. We got a shot with Brother Cortez." No, one of the major ways of marketing to government agencies is using what they call a business resume, aka capability statement. Your capability statement is like your business resume for government agencies, right? And most people say, well, what is a capability statement? It's exactly what I just said. Say it backwards. It's a statement of your capability. What are you capable of doing? Not past performance, not a past performance statement. It's a capability statement, which means what are you capable of doing? So if I, Hamza Sabree, today bought me a lawnmower, right? Bought me weed whacker and bought all the supplies and stuff to cut your grass, but I ain't never cut grass before ever in my life. You can't tell me that I'm not capable of cutting your grass because I got what? All the tools and the resources. So I'm stating what I'm capable of doing. We have the equipment, we have the resources, we have the ability to provide these landscaping services to you. Now, here's what we charge. It has nothing to do with past performance. Most people think I got to have past performance of a government contract in order to get a government contract. Who the hell gonna get a government contract then? If you got to have a past performance of a government contract in order to get one, then how do you get one then? How can you get past performance if you're new?
Yeah.
It is not that. Those are not the factors when it comes to the evaluation of getting an award. So when you're marketing, it's just about, and these are all public information. The buyers are your contracting officers, your program directors, or your purchasing officers. Those are the ones that are warranted to be able to execute, modify, or terminate a contract on behalf of the United States of America. So every city, every county, state, every government agency has a procurement department, contracting officers, and it's all public information. 90% of marketing and 90% of pretty much communicating with contracting officers is all done through email. They are required by law to engage with small businesses because that's who they're purchasing from. So imagine, reaching out to a customer that has to engage with you by law. Imagine you dealing with a customer that they have to buy these services and products from small business by law.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Hey, but that sounds good because in my business, people don't have to buy
They don't
life
have to buy
insurance
from you by law.
By law, no.
Let alone buy life insurance by law, but we don't have to buy it from you though.
You don't have to buy it from me at all. Yeah,
or go through a certain process to purchase something, right?
Yeah, different business.
Absolutely.
So if someone decides to come into this business, because you definitely dropped a lot of Jews, brother. If someone decides to come in this business, and I know you have coached.
It's almost say coming to this business if someone decided to actually come and and want to make the government their customer.
Make the government their customer.
Yeah.
What's the time? Because the learning curve is always, it never stops. Because you
Right.
know, if you cease to learn, you cease to grow.
Right.
As one of my mentors will always say. But what your students that you see coming who take it seriously and
Right.
say, "Hey, I want the government to be my customer."
Right.
Typically, what's the time frame from them getting it, getting involved to actually procuring or getting that first contract?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that.
You know.
I'm not a lost dependent what I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that. It's their work ethic.
It's their work ethic.
Because everybody has
That's
their
what
own
I'm
success
talking about.
story.
Okay.
Everyone has their own journey. So, comparison is the thief of joy.
Mm.
So you got to put them blinders on and really focus on you until the focus is on you. So I can't really say, okay, you're going to win a contract within 90 days. I'll be fully 100% fabricated. Right?
That's what's out there in the social media world. So I'm glad.
I'll be lying to you.
Yeah.
How fast can you sacrifice long nights, early mornings? How fast can you put in 20, 30 extra hours for yourself a week than your job? Like how fast can you execute the plan that was given? Or you hold off, I'm gonna get this done next week, or I'm gonna start on that next month. Like how fast can you get up and go? Because that's how fast you can create those results. So it's all in the person at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
I got students that win a contract the week after, 30 days, 3 months, 3 years, or February. Because they didn't put nothing in. You feel what I'm saying?
Well,
you got a lot of people go to school, but not a lot of people graduate.
A lot of people don't graduate. Okay. Yeah. Boy, you talking my talk right about now. Now that what you just said right there, that's entrepreneurship.
Most people get discouraged after I submitted in 5 bids, I didn't win anything, man. And I was like, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, you think Jordan said, man, only shot 10 shots, man. I never made a shot. No. Man, shoot 10,000 shots a day. And I'm saying that from a work ethic standpoint. In order to get muscles, you gotta put some reps in. So at the end of the day, it's about being aligned, focused, and not chasing the money, but more chasing to understand the process. Because I fall in love with the process way more than the proceeds. Because the process is the way to the proceeds. When you're chasing money, that means you're running away from it.
You're running away from it.
You're not going to get it. And if you do get it, it's going to go right as fast as you got it. It's going to go out. So focus on more of the process. How fast can you understand procurement of government contracting?
Focus on the process.
Process systems, SOPs. That's a part of the business. That's part for business to be successful. You got to have a system. You got to have a process. So I'm more of consulting strategically with businesses on how to implement process and systems and SOPs into government contracting so you can have a well-oiled machine. Not just going out here winning a government contract. You go out here doing business with the government.
Hey, man, look, you done, out of all the guests I didn't have, my brother, you done bought the fire. As I told you, I was gonna let you do all the talking, and I'm just a student on the couch. So, in closing and wrapping this up here, I always ask my guests 2 questions. First question is, where do you see yourself at in this business in the next 5 or 10 years, and where they can find you at. If they're looking for you, because I'm quite sure a lot of people that's watching this, brother, they're gonna be looking for you.
Yeah. So where I see myself in the next 5 to 10 years, I have a clear vision of it. And I'm gonna show you exactly within the next 5 to 10 years. I'm more of a action doer than talker. And I really don't put out my vision or my goals. I'm more live through my action. That's why I'm a global leader.
Yes,
I like to lead by example.
Yes,
so my impact from where I have done in the past 10 years, we done helped over 300 small businesses reach over 6 figures in contract value. What I've done in the past 10 years, I have helped over 137 businesses generate over 7 figures in government contracting value. Over the past 10 years, I've been requested by SBA, Small Business Association, their 7J Assistance and Educational Procurement Program, to train over 30,000 small business the art of procurement. Over the past 10 years, I've been booked by Brooklyn College and Google to teach procurement to their students and staff. Um, so I have a very strong footprint when it comes to the consulting side, educational side of gearing up and scaling up small businesses from 6 figures to 7 figures. I'm definitely focusing right now in these past 3 years is infrastructure for our company to expand nationwide with our facility management, facility maintenance service to federal government agencies across this map. We currently hold about uh, five, five year, five, 5 year federal contracts across the United States, providing facility maintenance and facility management services. We're looking at to take it to a whole nother level, and I'm just enjoying the process and journey way more than the proceeds.
And what's your website, social media handle, man?
So you can follow me on Instagram, global leader _ my website is www.theglobalconnects.com.
Okay, great. And I'm gonna make sure I put that in the description of this video, so y'all can click on that. Well, man, thank you for stopping by this morning.
Thank you for having
Because
me.
it's early morning, man. I
Yes.
appreciate you. I had to get you early in the morning before the workday get going.
Yeah, man.
Man, what you're doing, man, is awesome.
Thank you.
I learned from you. I watch your content. I just learned a whole bunch that you gave me some phrases that I'm about to steal and use. The papers and the paperwork. Definitely fall in love with the process and not the proceeds. Definitely that. But I appreciate you, man, for taking time out, man, to come talk to me. And connect with this brother. He has a wealth of information, wealth of knowledge. And hopefully I could bring you back at some point in time.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Well, so with that being said, I thank you all for watching another episode of Insure Your Success, where we talk about the real journey of entrepreneurship. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend. Make sure that you share this video with someone, because this brother is dropping jewels. Make sure you visit his website, follow him on social media. Until next time, peace out.